We are now live, ladies and gentlemen. We are not on camera yet, don't worry, not yet. Get yourselves ready, please. Get your positions ready. We have spent all morning cleaning the Eiffel Tower to make sure it looks nice. So here we are. It is just after 3 o'clock here in Paris. Hello, good afternoon and welcome. It is another live stream and we are doing something slightly different today because we are in the most romantic city in the world. It is the home of the baguette, Jacques Cousteau and the Citroën 2CV. All of these things are famous here in Paris, but there is one thing missing, and that is myself and the Eiffel Tower and some very special guests. Oh, and all... Oh, come on, Mr. Steve. I told you he was useless.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you very much. Here we are then. Oh, there we are. We are now on camera. We are now live, everyone. Bonjour, 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 bonjour from Paris. Hi, everybody. This is Mr. Duncan in England. How are you today? Are you okay? I hope so. Are you happy? I hope so. Look, I have brought some of my friends with me as well from YouTube. I'm going to try and remember all of your names. We have...
Christina.
Christina.
Luis Mendes.
Luis Mendes is here today. We have at the back, by the way, the very suspicious looking person at the back. That's Tomek. So if the gendarmes are watching at the moment, he's here. You're probably looking for him. This is where he is. So that's Tomek over there. And in front, the lady in red. Lady in red is dancing with me, cheek to cheek. It is Beatrice. Hello, Beatrice.
Hello, Mr. Duncan. Hi, everyone.
She's very excited. We had a pizza last night, and the pizza was bigger. It was larger than Beatrice. It was so big. It was a very big pizza, I have to say. And we also have
Patrick.
Say hello, Patrick. Patrick is here as well. He's come here on, I think, on the train. Is that right? Yes. And we from a place called Us. My French is becoming very good, I have to say. It is c'est magnifique, as they say in French. And over here as well, come on in a little bit. Here we go. Hello.
Hi, Francesca from Italy.
We have Italy, everyone. Italy is here as well. Francesca, who apparently, I've got to tell you this, it's a secret, but apparently Francesca wants to do my job. I think she wants to take over from me. Is that true? I think so. I think Francesca wants to do my job. Anyway, are you all happy to be here?
Yes!
That was rubbish. There are people 2 miles away who sound more excited than that. Are you excited to be here?
Yes!
That's better. The thunder has started. The rain is falling. Can you believe it? Just as I started today's live stream, it started to rain. It's almost as if the Almighty was watching and he said, Mr. Duncan, there's no way you're going to have a live stream without getting soaking wet. By the way, we've missed somebody out. There is a person missing, of course, and that is the man who every week comes on and causes so much trouble. There he is, look, with his lovely pink umbrella. Hello, Mr. Steve, I love your...
Umbrella.
Wait there.
It's not my umbrella. It's Francesca's umbrella.
Christina.
Christina.
Ladies and gentlemen, as you can see, Mr. Steve is useless at remembering names. And if you wanted an indication of how bad Mr. Steve's memory is, there it is. So, yes. So, Steve, how have you enjoyed your time here in ever so gay Paris?
Well, I haven't seen much gay Paris yet, but it's been fantastic to be with you, Mr. Duncan, but particularly with all these wonderful, loyal supporters, the family that is the English Addict family. And these wonderful people, it's fantastic to meet you all. And it's just, I'm speechless. I'm speechless because it's just so wonderful to be. It's just wonderful to meet you all. It's a dream. It's like a dream.
Thank you.
I will be coming round with my hat afterwards to take donations. Behind us, by the way, you might notice a very large erection in the distance. Look at, isn't it big? It's very big. It's a very large one. It's the Eiffel Tower. Do you realise when the Eiffel Tower was first built, people hated it. They wanted to tear it down. They said, "Oh, this Eiffel Tower, it is so terrible. Please tear it down. We want it to go." But they didn't. They decided to keep it because they thought one day maybe lots of people would like to come and look at it. So that's what we are doing today with lots of other people. We are actually at the Trocadero today. The Trocadero is where we are, and I'm actually standing. Can you believe it? I'm standing in a fish pond. I'm not joking. I'm actually standing in a pond. Fortunately, the water is not there. So we are at the Trocadero on a very busy day. I was a little bit worried this morning. I'm going to climb out now. That's better. I feel so much more comfortable now. I was standing in a hole. We were worried this morning because we thought maybe it was going to rain. And now it is trying to rain, but not quite cats and dogs. We've just been for something to eat, haven't we? Thunder. Thunder, everyone. This is Mr. Duncan with your live weather report from Paris. It's thundering, and I've just pooped a little bit because I'm so scared of the thunder. Lots of people going by. Hi. Bonjour. Bonjour, everyone. Bonjour, Paris. Bonjour. Bonjour. There's somebody there waving with just one finger. Their middle finger. They are waving with that. So where have you all come from? I suppose I should ask where you have come from. Now, I know, first of all, we have Luis Mendez. Can I just say, Luis Mendez is the star of the live chat because everyone loves you so much. So you've only come from, well, not very far away.
Paris.
From Paris. I've heard of that place. I hear it's quite nice. But originally, where were
I
you?
came from Portugal.
So originally, Luis was from Portugal, but he loved Paris so much. Now, you moved here, I think it was in the 1965.
1965. Yes.
1965, the same year I was born. Luis came here and he's stayed here ever since. So I think that shows how nice Paris is as a place to live.
Yes, it is.
Do you like it here?
Oh, yes, I like it very much.
And what about English? Do you like learning?
English, yes, I am fanatic for English.
Are you an English addict?
Yes, all of us we are addicted to English.
I'm very pleased to hear that, by the way, or else I would have no job. We also have... Don't be shy. Come over here. If you are shy, I will cry. Come a bit closer. Do we have a box? Do we have a box for... I'm just joking.
No.
So where have you come from?
Argentina.
Beatrice has come, and I think you've come the furthest.
Yes.
The furthest distance.
Yes.
And can I just say, ladies and gentlemen, I want to get close to the camera. I can't believe that Beatrice has come so far to spend time with me and Mr. Steve. I can't believe it. I really can't. So why did you want to come here?
For you. Only for you.
I'm going to cry in a minute. They're going to make me cry. I feel so emotional. How many hours did it take?
14 hours them on plane.
I
Yes.
can't do that. I can't do 14 hours. So what did you do during the flight?
Read, listen to music,
Did you sleep?
a bit. A bit.
That's the worst part. Going on a plane, the hardest part of taking a long plane journey is sleeping. You can't get to sleep. It takes so much time, doesn't it?
I can't.
Anyway, we're so glad to see you here. And you looked amazing yesterday with that big pizza. And Mr. Steve, can I just say, Mr. Steve had something called a calzone. And it was so big, you could actually live inside it. You could cut little windows and a door. It was massive, wasn't it? Was your calzone big, Mr. Steve? Was it a big one?
I feel it was a giant calzone, Mr. Duncan. The largest I've ever had in my life, but it was delicious. But I had to eat not only my calzone, I had to eat half of Beatrice's pizza as well.
It was big.
Yes, the portions were very big at this Italian restaurant, which was delicious. Now, I feel out of sorts, Mr. Duncan,
Why?
because I can't look. My job is always to look at the live chat.
Can't you read it on your phone?
I don't know how to set it up on my phone, Mr. Duncan, because I've never watched you. I've never watched you. I've always been on with you. And so
That is a terrible excuse. Can I just say that is the worst excuse I've ever heard? Mr. Steve doesn't know how to use YouTube. I find that incredible. Incredible. We've only been doing this for 6 years, the live streams, and we've been doing the videos for 17 years, and Steve still doesn't know how to get YouTube.
Beatrice has just taken an insect off my neck.
Are you sure?
To save me from, was it a mosquito?
Small, very small.
Beatrice has just taken Mr. Steve off an insect.
The other way round, Mr. Duncan.
I feel more sorry for the insect, to be honest.
No, it's so exciting.
By the way, if the insect is watching, please go and check with your doctor. You might need some tests.
I hope people can hear. I like to monitor the live chat, as you know.
I can do it for you.
You can do it. Tomek can cover the live chat, which is fantastic, because I always like to look at the live chat and include as many people as possible. But it's not possible today because we haven't got the equipment.
No, we are mobile today, and for those who haven't already noticed, maybe you need to go to the opticians, but we are in Paris. And that behind me is not Blackpool Tower, although it does look similar. It is the Eiffel Tower, built by Gustave Eiffel out of matchsticks. That whole thing is made out of tiny matchsticks. Isn't it amazing how it stays up when it's windy? I don't know how it does it. Next on the list, I love your bag. Can I have your handbag? I want your handbag.
Handbag. Why?
Handbag is beautiful.
Oh, thank you very much.
This is very, you look very chic. You look
Oh,
as if
thank
you
you,
belong. You belong on the cover of Vogue.
Oh my God. Thank you very much, Mr. Duncan.
So where have you come from?
I'm come from Italy, Genoa,
Not very far
the
away.
north of the Italy, in the north.
Northern Italy.
Yes. It's very near to France. Very 1 hour at flight.
So just 1 hour on the plane.
Yeah.
Similar to us, because it only takes 50 minutes. Can you believe it? It only
Yeah.
takes 50 minutes to fly from Birmingham to Paris. 50 minutes. And when we arrived here, it didn't feel as if we had been on a plane. It felt as if we'd just taken a cab or something. It's a very weird feeling, actually, because you don't think that you've travelled anywhere.
Yeah, yes, I travel anywhere, but this period I have decided to come here to meet you because I'm very, very, very excited for this situation. I wanted to thank you for this meeting up.
Can I just say your English is very good?
Oh no, just I speak and so I have to improve my English.
As
I
they
have to
s-
improve.
You don't need to improve it very much
Oh
because
my
it's very good. It's very good.
Thank you.
Maybe A or A plus. I can't go any higher because then I will be accused of being biased because of your beautiful bag. You see.
Thank you.
They'll say, Mr. Duncan,
Thank you very much.
you have a favourite because you want her handbag. I don't want her handbag. Well,
Say
maybe.
hello to all the friends. They are watching on YouTube this lesson. Okay.
Yes.
Hello. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Bye.
Beatrice, don't you want to say hello to someone? Sorry, I forgot to ask. Do you want to
Yes.
say hello?
Hello to my family in Buenos Aires, to my English teacher Anna, who introduced me you, and a special cheer for my friend Julio, who is celebrating his birthday today. So happy birthday, Julio!
Happy birthday to Julio. Happy birthday to Julio.
birthday.
It's your birthday today. Not tomorrow, not yesterday, but today. It's your birthday. Happy birthday. A big I wanted to I was going to say happy birthday in French, but I don't know. I don't know what it is. I think it's Joyeux something. We're just finding out what happy birthday is in French.
Bon anniversaire.
Bon anniversaire!
Bon
Bon
anniversaire.
anniversaire!
Bon anniversaire.
Anniversaire! Ah,
Oh,
Julio is
like
French.
it's a bit like good anniversary. Good anniversary.
Yes,
Bon anniversary. Bon anniversary is happy birthday to you from Paris, the place where Jacques Cousteau first went for a swim in this pond here. This is where Jacques Cousteau first went swimming. It's true. I'm not joking. So, who's next then? Would you like to come over? Yes, let's do it again. Come on.
Mr. Duncan.
Yes.
Nice
then
to meet you.
After this, we have Patrick. So be prepared, Patrick. I have lots of difficult questions to ask.
Okay, Mr. Duncan. We
I'm
are
going to
very
ask-
glad to see you and meet up with the big scenery of Torre Eiffel.
It's incredible.
That's incredible.
Is there something you don't like about Paris? Is there something that sometimes maybe you think, oh, now for me, it's the crowds. Too many people sometimes.
Too many people, no. No. The bad thing, not. But the good thing is the transport. The transport are very, very good.
I think they have the metro is
The
is
metro, the bus, the rail are very, very comfortable and useful. You can reach every part of the town with metro, bus, or rail.
We got lost last night on the metro. Mr. Steve and myself, we went the wrong way. We almost ended.
In England, London, you have the tube. Yeah, okay, it's similar.
But we don't live in London. We live in the countryside with the cows and the sheep. We don't have a metro or a tube in much Wenlock. We have to use our legs, unfortunately. So I am
You
finding
have
it.
a bicycle. Bicycle.
No, I don't. I don't have a bicycle. I just use my legs
My legs, your legs
Yes.
to go around.
around everywhere.
And then the car.
Steve has the car because sometimes he's a bit lazy. So
Steve,
so he
Mr.
gets in.
Steve is a car addict.
He loves cars. Don't start him on cars because yesterday we took a ride in a Tesla, and Mr. Steve was not impressed. He was not impressed. He said there's no
Small car.
no suspension.
Oh,
So bumpy like this one. I said I had to put my spine back together afterwards.
when I was in Jerusalem, I go to a camel.
on a camel.
On a camel, yes.
I like the idea
On a
of that.
camel in the desert of Judah.
Oh my
It
goodness.
was a very interesting thing, and it was fascinating for all around the construction. There was a monastery built in the rock on the desert of Judah. It was very, very beautiful to
So
visit.
can I just ask, how do you get on a camel?
The camel, I was climbing. I was climbing the camel now.
Not a ladder. Maybe they give you a little ladder to climb up to get on the, and then you have the problem with getting off. the camel? Don't they go down?
Go down.
They go down on the
Down,
ground like this.
Slowly, very slowly, and so I was on the ground.
Very
Okay.
good. Well, can I say thank you for coming? We feel, Mr. Steve and myself, we feel honoured that you've decided to come all this way to see
thank you
us.
very much.
Even if it's 2
So do
hours
we. So do
or
we.
14 hours, it doesn't matter. As long as you're here. And we are honoured to have you here. It's amazing, amazing experience.
Thank you very much. Hi, everybody.
Yeah, people are asking.
English addict.
No, you can introduce yourself, no problem.
No?
No, don't worry.
Say your name.
My name, Francesca. Francesca.
Francesca. Francesca. It's a great...
Francesca.
See, I always get it wrong. See,
From Italy, from Rome. Bye.
See, I say that every week. I always mispronounce your name, and now today you can give me a slap for getting it wrong all the time. Who's next? Oh, here's trouble. I think there might be trouble now. Patrick. Now, Patrick is someone who we communicated with, but we weren't sure if you were coming.
It's a fan. I am a fan of
Yes.
Mr. Duncan. And first and foremost, I would say that Mr. Duncan is the best English teacher I have ever met. So it's very, because there is a lot of variety of subject, and I like very much Mr. Duncan and Mr. Steve, of course. Yes, it's the best.
So how many euros do I owe you now? Because every time somebody says something nice about me, I have to give them 20 euros, you see. So I've almost got no money left. But that's very kind of you. Again, we're so grateful that you've come here.
Yes, I live near Paris. I live in a little village. It's called Us. We say Us. US. It's not very far. I live in a national park. It's called Vexin. Vexin Français. Vexin Français.
So is it all green?
It's green. It's very green. I live at the countryside, near it's between Giverny, if you know Giverny, and Paris.
So Patrick, if you had a choice between living here in a city full of people who seem to like smoking all the time, always. I've noticed that, by the way. If you like smoking breathing in other people's cigarette smoke, come to Paris. It's everywhere. So would you prefer Paris or where you are?
Both, of course.
I have to say, I think I prefer the countryside. It's much nicer.
Yes, the both.
So how long have you been learning English for?
I don't know. My first English lesson was maybe in maybe in 16 years old.
From the age of 16?
Yes.
So for many years?
For many years. I like to travel. So of course English is an international language to communicate from each other. That's the best. Okay.
That's fantastic. And can I say, well, I understand what you're saying. As I always say, that you know that your English is good if the other person can understand you. If they are going, what? What did you say? I can't understand. That's not good. But I can understand you, so
Yes, the best way to learn English is to practice English.
Yes.
Don't worry.
Don't be shy. Don't be shy.
Yes.
Don't be shy. Give it a try.
Yes. Thank you. Thank you
very much.
Thank you, Mr. Dickens.
Oh my goodness! I can't believe this today. So many people are here. Anyway.
It's me. It's my turn.
No, that's it.
Bye.
Goodbye, everyone. Goodbye. I hope you've enjoyed. No, not really. Come on. This is the troublemaker.
Yeah, that's me.
This is the man who's been making trouble for the last 3 years on my live stream, and now we get to meet him in person. We do have the Eiffel Tower in between us as a barrier. But hello, Tomek.
Hello. How are you doing?
Now, can I just say something first of all? I was trying to guess what you did in your life. And one of my guesses was maybe you were involved in the past, maybe in radio or broadcasting. And apparently, I was right.
Yeah. He was right.
And
Yeah.
you know what gave it away? Because you were so quick with your wit. Because your wit and your humour is very quick. I thought maybe you do that somehow, or you've done it in your life in the past.
So it was an educated guess.
It was an educated guess, which is unusual for me because they're not normally educated. But
Your
so-
words?
Yes, well, my mother's words actually. It's what my mother used to say. Isn't that lovely? So how long are you staying here? You're only staying here for a short time.
Yeah, I arrived yesterday and I'm leaving tomorrow.
Incredible.
Only for, yeah.
Do you come to?
days.
Have you come to
Couple of
Paris? Have you come to Paris often?
I was here 31 years ago.
31 years.
Yeah, that's been the second time.
I think it must have changed a lot since then.
I don't remember anything.
You know, at the moment, most of Paris is a building site.
Yeah.
It seems that they are doing building work absolutely everywhere. There is no part of Paris that doesn't have at least one JCB or a large digger or an excavator nearby. Lots of concrete, but very little has been finished. It would appear that most of Paris at the moment is in a state of construction or reconstruction, which is interesting really because most of Paris isn't even original, is it?
I'm not expert on that.
Oh, I see.
I haven't been sightseeing, do nothing. I'm mainly for this live chat, for this meeting.
Most of Paris, and you might not believe this, isn't even old. Most of it's only about 120 years old because originally Paris was very cramped. The streets were narrow and the buildings were all falling to pieces. So they decided they wanted to make everything look nice. So they demolished large parts of Paris. And this was, I think it was, yes, it was actually around the late 19th century they decided to do it.
So
Yes.
not him anymore. Yeah, but
So it's very interesting. Many parts, if you go to the railway station, all of that area is actually fairly new. And many of the large buildings around the Louvre, they've all been built with influence or influences from other cultures, Greek culture. You will see lots of columns around that look like they belong in Greece. And we have a man. There is a man above us, by the way. There is a big statue above us. And
statue.
he hasn't got any clothes on. He's naked and we can see his meat and 2 veg. I have to say, it looks a little rude, to be honest. So I'm glad to see you here. And we were all a bit nervous because on the live chat, you're normally a bit naughty.
really?
Yeah.
It turns out that I'm kind man, right?
You are soft and gentle.
Yeah, you can mention about the gifts.
And the
I
gifts
don't want to brag about this, but yeah.
Tomek has brought, and this is how well he knows me. He made a very good educated guess. He guessed that I like sweet things, and he's bought lots and lots of beautiful, they look like waffles with honey or syrup inside.
It's a syrup.
And they are, oh my goodness, they are delicious. And also some baby carrots. Oh,
Yeah.
thank you,
I
Miss.
have one. May I?
Here we go.
So
can
these
crack
are.
it,
We d-
Waffles from...
Lewis really likes these. They are. What would you call these, Tomek? These are like waffles, mini
Yeah.
waffles.
And the name in Dutch is waffle, sopwaffles.
Oh, let's put that on.
They're
Soap
delicious.
is the syrup and waffles. Yeah, waffles, waffles.
They're so delicious. They're sweet, and I love them, to be honest.
We thought that we would get thrown out of the restaurant. We were having coffee. We all had coffee together, and some crepes. And Christina and I have got drunk on Grand Marnier crepes, and we've staggered onto the Trocadero for this live stream. And we're going to have 6 more later.
One thing we've noticed, if you go to a cafe or a restaurant in Paris, they insist that you have a meal. You can't just go in there and have a cup of tea. If you go in there and have just a cup of tea, they get very angry. So they always ask before you go in, are you having a meal? Are you having a meal? Because if you're not having a meal, please go away. We don't want you here.
Can I mention the live chat?
You can mention the live chat.
Apparently there is a person, Michel Victorine, I don't know, it's a man or most likely, who is here in Paris and he's looking for us.
Oh.
So maybe you can give the exact address.
We are now at the Trocadero at the very top. So the main platform at the top, we are there, and we are by a man with a very big thing in his hand. He's holding something up in the air. It's very large, and he has no clothes on, and you can see his dingly dangly. His dingly dangly is there. So if you find a man who is naked and holding a big thing in his hand, that's where we are at the moment. We are right underneath. So Michelle, if you are a lady or a gentleman, please come along and say hello. We would love to see you very, very much.
Yeah, and there are regulars who are saying hello from all over the world. So we have here Pedro Belmont,
Pedro Belmont.
something for Mr. Steve, Rosa Celia, who is here, Alessandra, Anna, Rita, Palmira, Vitas, Suzika, Mosen, Claudia.
Claudia, can I ask you the question? What's cooking, Claudia? What have you got in your pot? What's cooking, Claudia? It's something spicy and hot. Is it something salty or not? Claudia, what is in your pot today? Vitas is here as well. Thank you, Vitas, for joining us. Alessandra. Now, I think Alessandra was coming to see us, but sadly, she could not. But we hope in the future to do another one of these. Maybe we can get together again in a different country. So I hope we can do that very soon. And of course, if you want to meet us next time, you can. I hope so. And we have Tomek here, who is now handling the live chat. Hello. Hello to everyone watching.
Hello, hello. We have other people, Sandra, Anna Rita, I think I mentioned. Marcia, Edith, some people that I don't recognize, so maybe they're here for the first time. Could be. So hello to all of you. Yeah, they can hear us, they can see us, they are jealous that we are here.
Are you? Don't be jealous.
Don't be.
It's all right. You can
Yeah.
meet next time. When we do it next time, you can meet us next time. And because there is always a next time in life. Always. Always. Everyone else is just staring at me now. They're watching. They're thinking, oh my goodness. He's rubbish. He's so rubbish at this.
Yeah, I'm still,
You're still here,
yeah.
hogging the limelight.
Bye.
No, you stay, it's fine.
It would appear that there are two people now trying to be my co-presenter.
Yeah, I would love to be.
There was a fight taking place between Tomek
Fist fight?
and Mr. Steve.
Let's do some action.
Yes, action. Let's get the gendarmes to come and arrest us.
One thing
live.
The one thing I've noticed around here, there are police everywhere with their big guns. Every street corner.
Ooh, be careful.
This is not my phone because, as Mr. Duncan will know well, I cannot work out how to watch Mr. Duncan's live stream on my own phone. I'm borrowing Beatrice's phone so that I can look at the live chat because you know I love the live chat. And we have lots of familiar faces. Have you been mentioning some of the familiar names?
Tomek has been doing your job, actually.
Yeah, much better
Tomek.
than you.
In
Thank
fact,
you.
I think Tomek does a better job than Mr. Steve. So I think you could stay here, Steve.
Yeah, as a background.
And Tomek will be my
be the
new
pretty
co-presenter.
Yeah.
What do you think? A good idea? I think so. I think it's a very good idea, actually. If you just tuned in, by the way, this is the internet. It's a great invention. A British guy one day invented this. He said, I think I will invent the internet. And then about 40 years later, this appeared. What a waste of bandwidth, some people might say. We are live at the moment in Paris. We are having a super time. We are still hoping that it doesn't rain because they've been saying it's going to rain today. But so far, only a little rain.
We've had thunder. So is this true? Tomek's been taking over my job on the live chat. Is this true?
It is true.
For now, for the time being.
Just for today?
Yeah.
Well, I allow.
Thank you.
For today,
I really
allow.
appreciate it.
Ladies and gentlemen, we
Fantastic.
seem to have a little disagreement maybe coming here. There might be a little bit of kicking or scratching.
No,
Mr.
not yet.
Friendly banter, friendly to and fro banter, because I'm not the owner of the live chat.
Yeah. Steve is fired.
I am.
Pedro's here. Have you mentioned Pedro?
We have.
We haven't got flags of the world today, though. Have we got flags of the world? We've only got one flag.
We only have one flag, and that's the red, white, and blue of the.
Is it Marty?
Martin Munn.
You do it. Martin's here.
Marty.
Our friend Martin.
Marty, hello Marty. Nice to see you here. Guess what? Guess where we are?
Guess where we are.
No, it's not Blackpool. I know it looks like the Blackpool Tower, but it isn't.
Yeah,
This is Marty, our friend from England,
yeah, he's saying that.
who is here, and it's fantastic to see you. And I hope you've had a good week and you had a good singing practice. Well, no, it'll be tomorrow because I won't be there for our rehearsal because we have a concert on Saturday with the choir, but I won't be there, so hopefully I won't mess it up on Saturday.
Did we really need that information? I don't think we did really, because it's Mr. Steve's private life. Is anyone really interested? I don't think so. Steve is now fired.
You are dismissed.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have an
Bye.
announcement. We have an announcement to make. Mr. Steve has just been fired. He's been sacked. He's like Tucker Carlson. He's been sacked. He now has to have his own web series where he's talking about the right-wing conspiracies.
Does anybody else need to be interviewed? Have you interviewed everybody that you need to interview?
Whether I have to interview. There's a lady over there who keeps watching, and she's walking her dog. It's a little Shih Tzu. Oh no, that's what it's left behind.
Well, I'm going off to look for another job because I've been sacked as my job as coordinator of the live chat. This is now Tomek has taken over.
Yeah.
I
If you
am
don't mind.
fired, at least temporarily, so I'm going to go to the job exchange and look for a new job.
Maybe you could work here in Paris. You could
nice
work.
knowing you all.
Steve, you could work here in Paris.
What would I do?
You could be a waiter.
Yeah.
I will never. That's one thing we've noticed with the waiters in Paris, is that they don't write any of the orders down. 8 people, 8 of us, were ordering, and they just remember everything, and it all comes perfectly. I couldn't do that.
So to be honest, Steve will be useless because Steve can't even remember people's names. There is no way he's going to remember a whole table full of people and their food orders. I don't think that's ever going to happen. Maybe you could sell your body.
What do you think? No? Too old?
You could go up to Montmartre, where the artists used to live, and all of the ladies of the night would walk around. And Monet and Manet and Renoir would follow all the ladies of the night back to their little homes.
No, those days have gone. I gave up that years ago.
They used to say, "Would you like to come back to my place and see my etchings?" Ooh.
I'm going to retreat and let the new double act continue. But have you interviewed everybody from
Yes.
our wonderful group here who have travelled thousands of miles, light years, to come and see us all
Yes.
here today, and it's very exciting.
It's almost
I'm so
maybe it's.
excited to meet
I think that Steve, that the total distance around the world must be maybe going around the Earth twice,
At least.
like Superman.
Yeah. But we were exhausted on the first 2 nights, but we've recovered fully. The jet lag of 1 hour across the channel was so much stress for us.
By the way, if you come to Paris, do not try to walk from the Louvre all the way to the other side of Paris because it will kill you, as we found out.
Christina says I can be a waitress.
Oh, a waitress? Yes, I can see you in a little black skirt, walking around.
Well, you know,
French maid.
French maid, yes.
I can see Mr. Steve with a little feather duster in his hand, maybe, and knocking on people's doors and asking if they need anything polishing.
Yes, maybe I could transition into, well, I've got to be careful what I say here.
Well, you won't have far to go. That's all I can say is you won't have far to go.
Can I say something about Pedro? Pedro is asking, is this Tomek the regular follower?
Yes, Tomek.
I've been following you since 2010.
Tomek has been watching our live streams and my videos for many, 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 many years. So Tomek is actually a regular every single week. He is here trying to guess the answers to my little quizzes, such as fill in the blanks, fill in the blanks, fill in the blanks, and also the sentence game. So yes, Tomek is here quite often. You might say that Tomek is very similar to Pedro because you come and you join in, and then sometimes you suddenly disappear and vanish, and then you reappear again and then vanish again. Anyway, we're keeping everyone else out of this.
Yeah.
They look like they're falling asleep. Come on, wake up, wake up everyone.
Suggestion to do the next meetup in England.
That's a good idea. And then we won't have to go very far. We don't have to travel. We could have the meetup in Much Wenlock. Maybe we could do it in Much Wenlock, around the corner from our house.
Can I say special hello to my family, to my
can.
wife? Hello. Groetjes uit Paris for my wife Josefa and for my son Kailuka. Hello guys. Hello to people from Poland because I see that some people from my homeland are here. So yeah, hello Polska. And that's it for now.
That's
I will
fantastic.
retreat for a sec.
This might be my new co-presenter. I've been looking for years for someone who knows what they're doing. And it would appear I've found that person at last. Come on, gang. Come over here. Does anyone want to say anything to the world? Because now we have the world. This is your chance to say something to the world. We are all watching. We're hanging on. No. I thought... Oh, here we go. Here's Luis. Luis Mendes.
I am from Portugal, but I live in France since 1965. I'm very happy to be here with Mr. Duncan, and I hope to live a long time for follow him all the time, because it's an excellent person, and I like him very much.
Thank you very much. That's very kind of you. And I said yesterday to Lewis, I said the only thing I love to hear from anyone is thank you. That is it. That is all I want to hear from anyone. A simple thank you. It's great. It's a great feeling. There's a man there with balloons. Would you like a balloon? A large balloon? Maybe we could float away together somewhere nice. Like that old man in Up. He went off, didn't he? He floated away like that. Hello, Paris. Hello. Anybody? Sorry? What's that you say? What's that? I'm not sure what's happening now. I'm just wandering among people. The one thing about Paris I've noticed is lots of people like taking their photographs. There are some people here taking their photographs. There's Mr. Oh, hello, Mr.
What are you doing, Mr. Duncan?
I just decided to wander off. I'm coming back now. Apparently we have someone searching for us. There is a person who is searching for us and they can't find us. So
Somebody's looking for us, Mr.
someone's
Duncan.
looking for us. They live in Paris and they're trying to find us now.
Oh, well, we are by the statue with the exposed genitalia.
The Big Willie.
Yes, so we are, yes, I wouldn't know how to describe that by the...
It's a man. It's the Trocadero. It's on the right-hand side. If you are standing away from the Eiffel Tower, we are on the right-hand side, underneath the man with the very large
green statue. Yes, we are by the green statue, the one on the right with the Eiffel Tower behind you.
Yes.
And of course, we welcome anybody to come along here and share this wonderful moment with actual viewers.
I suppose I should say if anyone is watching in Paris and you want to come along and say hello, feel free to do so. You can. So we are here now. We will be here maybe for another 15 minutes and then we will end this live stream. So it is an unusual live stream today because I'm actually in Paris. I'm not in my studio. You may have noticed this is not a green screen. So this is not a green screen effect behind me. This is really Paris, in case anyone is wondering. Maybe they're thinking, Mr. Duncan, you're not really in Paris. You're just in Much Wenlock in front of your green screen. No, I'm not. I'm really, really here with French people.
The sun is coming out, Mr. Duncan. The heat is increasing. The pressure. We were expecting thunder and light. We woke up this morning and the weather report was thunder, lightning, but YouTube and the gods have been good to us, Mr. Duncan, because...
What have YouTube got to do with the weather?
Well, I thought they might try and thwart. Have you taught any English today, Mr. Duncan?
I've taught lots of English today. I was talking about Paris. I was talking about the Eiffel Tower, which of course is French. So besides English, I'm also teaching French, you might say. You might say that you might learn some French today, because that's where we are. We are in a very busy, hot Paris right now, live as live can be, and I hope you're enjoying this very unusual live stream. One thing we have done since we've been here is eat lots of food. We had the most amazing meal the other night, didn't we?
We did. Well, we've had, to be honest, I think you can stagger into any... We have a strange person going past. I think it's Tomek, but it could be anyone with those glasses on. This is Tomek. This is the Tomek we know and love.
Tell us about the beef bourguignon.
The beef bourguignon. I think you can literally fall into any restaurant in Paris and have a good meal, because we've just randomly gone into restaurants in Paris and every meal has been spectacular because the French know how to cook and the waiters are amazing.
Everyone's going into the shade, by the way, because the sun is so bright and hot.
Beatrice doesn't like the heat. Beatrice doesn't like the heat, and so she's out into the sun.
Are you okay, Beatrice? Are you enjoying the sunshine?
The sunshine, more or less. But this day is wonderful for you. It's wonderful.
It is a good day to do this. We were worried because it might rain, but fortunately it hasn't. As I was saying, the food here, this is the reason why I would come and live in Paris. I would come and live here because of the food. Nothing else, just the food. And I would go out every night and I would eat at a different restaurant. And it would take a very long time before you actually ate at the same restaurant again, because they're everywhere. And we had a lovely night the other night at Montmartre. And we went there and there were hundreds and hundreds of people all around at Montmartre.
Thousands, Mr. Duncan.
Millions.
They'd all come to see you, of course. You had to sign many, many autographs. But, it was worth it. And so many donations, Mr. Duncan. You put your hat out, your beret, onto the ground, and people were throwing in lots of notes and their watches, underpants, you name it. We were getting all sorts of donations. Now, did you say somebody was looking for us? Beatrice.
Somebody who lives in Paris is trying to find us. They say, "Where are you? I live in Paris and I want to come and see you. Please tell us where you are." So if you are on your way, you only have a few minutes to do it, because in a few moments we are going off somewhere to have a nice cold drink. I have to say, I feel so thirsty. By the way, there are some new English lessons coming up on my YouTube channel. I've been recording some special short YouTube videos right here in Paris, and I will be showing those over the next 2 or 3 days. So look out for those as well. Everyone else has gone into the shade to protect themselves from the sun.
Apart from Mr. Duncan, apart from Christina and Beatrice, who have braved the sun.
Hi.
So if you're just joining us, and wondering what this is and who these wonderful people are, these are Mr. Duncan's loyal followers for many years, have travelled across Europe and across the world to get here. So if you haven't seen this already, Beatrice has come all the way from Buenos Aires.
14,000 kilometers.
14,000 kilometers. And Christina has come from
Genoa.
Genoa.
Genoa, Italia.
And just everywhere. It's just so exciting. I'm speechless with excitement, Mr. Duncan, at the fact that this has happened. Thank you.
Mr. Steve is speechless. He is without speech, which makes a nice change, really, when you think about it. We are going in a moment because I think everyone is getting tired and hot.
Tired and hot.
But we have had. We're not talking rubbish about anyone. I'm being complimentary. I'm being as nice and pleasant as I always am, don't you think? And there it is, the Eiffel Tower. As I said earlier. Oh. I think they want to go. Do you want to go then?
We are a family.
No.
English family.
This is my new family, by the way. They're all coming back home with me, and they're going to live with me.
Yes, yes,
Are you going to pay our taxes?
I'm not sure about that. I'm not sure. I don't think I'll be paying their taxes. But are you good at cooking?
I work in the garden.
Not me.
I work in the garden.
Not me.
I help Mr. Steve in the garden.
I'm looking for a cook. I don't want a gardener. I want a cook. Anyway, maybe Lewis.
I don't even know to cook about an egg.
Lewis just said he doesn't know how to boil an egg, but I know his wife is very good at making pizza. Pizza.
Yes, she is.
Lewis's wife makes a very nice pizza, and hopefully one day we will have a chance to sample that pizza as well. I hope you've enjoyed this live stream. It's been very different, hasn't it? Because normally you are sitting behind your computers or looking at your iPhones, and normally you are typing. But today we're here in reality. This is not AI. This is not a computer-generated picture. This is real human beings. I could reach out now, and I could touch Lewis.
We can touch
And-
Mr. Duncan.
Thank you.
It's not a ghoster.
I am real. I'm a real person. I'm real. Honestly. That's it anyway, we will go. I think that is it. Thank you very much for joining us today. It's been very unusual meeting up today in Paris, and I hope you've enjoyed this live stream. Things will be back to normal next Sunday. We are back in the studio in boring Much Wenlock, and it will just be me and Mr. Steve in the studio. I'm sorry about that. I wish I could come back to Paris next week and spend another afternoon with you.
Ah, but Mr. Duncan, we will have to organise the next get-together trip, which Rome or Rome? Pardon? England?
Yeah.
England?
A lot of people seem to want to meet in England.
Oh, wow.
England.
Oh.
England.
England. Everyone's saying England, which is great for me because I don't have to travel at all. I could just stay in bed. You want? Oh, I see.
My garden.
Gardener is
I'm the
here.
gardener.
Mr.
Mr. Duncan just never goes in the garden apart from to sit down, and I bring him a drink.
This is like a character assassination right here now. I'm outnumbered. There's only one of me and lots of people picking on me almost. Thank you very much, Mr. Steve, for that.
I just wanted to clear up the fact that I do all the gardening, me.
Yes,
You do all the live streaming, and I do all the gardening.
I have to say, Steve, I think we all know that now. So Steve is the gardener and sometimes the cook, and I'm the entertainment, you might say. So have you had a good time?
Yes.
Well, that doesn't sound very convincing. I'm not convinced by that. We'll try that again, shall we? Have you had a good time? Yes! Okay, there's a man with a giant gun coming over here now.
Mr. Duncan paid for it.
What did he pay for?
What did I pay for?
10 euros
Oh, I see.
person.
I think the suggestion is that none of these people know me or watch my live streams, and I've just paid lots of strangers from the general public to come here and pretend. That's exactly what I've done. I don't know any of these people. I'm just giving them euros, and then they say nice things about me. Isn't that lovely? Anyway, it's time to go. Thank you very much, boys and girls. Thank you very much. It's been amazing.
I'm going to give pay now, Mr. Duncan.
Oh.
I will pay everyone. Or card.
Here we go.
Thank you.
Thank you, whatever your name is.
Thank you, lady in red.
Thanks
Oh.
Thanks to Paris.
Yes. Paris has been a great host. I have to say, one thing, now I know I joke about things sometimes, and you might think, Mr. Duncan, you rude man, but I have to say I am impressed with how friendly people are here. The French people are friendly, polite, courteous. If you cross the road, they will always stop for you. And if you are...
Thank you for the Parisians, Mr. Duncan.
Thank you. Yes.
Thank you.
Well, I'm patient for most of the time, unless, of course, Mr. Steve is annoying me, in which case I'm not very patient at all. We will see you next week, and thank you very much. I don't want to end this, to be honest. I wish we could just do this live stream forever.
Could we do the tutorial for now together?
Oh, yes.
Yes,
Shall we do
yes.
that? Because at the end of all of my live streams and lessons over the past 17 years, I always say, ta-ta for now. Today we are going to do it together. So this is Mr. Duncan and everyone else
Strangers.
here in Paris saying thanks for watching. See you again soon. Take care of yourselves, please. And of course, until the next time we meet here, you know what's coming up next. A lot of people shouting. Ta-ta for now. See you soon. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.
It's the time for hugs.